All right, buddy, you gonna step up your guard dog game? Quit. Yeah, you will? You'll be fierce? Ah. Quit kissing everybody, sniffing their crotches. We are back on the Project 362, and bless my soul, it's going well. We've got a lot of things going on. Let's go over some of the things that we've accomplished to get this thing to where it is right now. One thing we did is rear ends. Prior to 1999, they used a 39 spline, which is the thing inside of this yoke. Okay, so since 1999, they switched it to a 46. Okay, so when you order a new set of or remanufactured set of rear ends, they're going to have updated that. So you need to know that if you're planning on doing it real quick, better make sure if your truck is before 1999, when you get a remanufactured rear end, you're going to need to have the yoke for this and the yoke for the backside to update it to a 46. I had a lot of problems with the parts guys, and one of the things they try to do is they want to sell you a half round because I guess they're a whole lot more money, and I wanted full rounds on the whole thing. So it cost me about a week and a half because the parts guy actually gave me the wrong part number in order to give me the part number for the exact yoke I had, because I think he was trying to sell me a half round. That's just speculation. It did cost me a week and a half. When I called Weller, they gave me the right part number immediately and said, no, this is what you need. So we worked on that. We worked on the frame. You can see the frame's all nice and clean. It's all pretty now. We filled in a bunch of holes that were unnecessary, and I think it came out pretty good. So we still have to put the inner liner in, and so when we put that liner in, we'll drill some more holes here and make sure this is all tightened up. That's been hard to find. These truck frames, man, if anyone knew the best way to get a truck frame, I know there's a place in Vermont that does them, but every steel place you call, you end up going down there because there's like, yeah, we have it, come on down. And when you get down there, it ends up being a different type of steel, like a structural steel with a big top flange and a big bottom flange, and they're not a true truck frame. You got to have something that's flexible in these truck frames. So we've got this back end going in. We have to put there was a piece of plate that was ripped out. It looks like they backed in a trailer or something happened and they ripped it out. We got to fix that. And the other big thing, besides, see, look at this. Oh yeah, looking good, baby girl. We've been working on the paint. Now, thought about doing the sandblasting, and I've contacted some sandblasting guys, and they said, hey, look, that's aluminum body. Sandblasting, even if we're real careful, it's likely to destroy that baby. And the paint was so bad. I don't know if I can get some of this off where this light bulb is. If you can see that, they just goobered it up. Whoever painted it decided to come in and splash it on. And now I have to go through and get it all off. The most challenging part I found is these dang rivets. Look how many rivets are on here. You can't sand really around those rivets. What I've been using though is a wire brush on these rivets, trying to get it off, and it looks like I'm getting most of that off without damaging anything, and so that's been a bonus. But going through and sanding that, I am gonna have to be mindful. Right now we got an 80 grit finish on there. We're gonna go through and put at least a 300, I think. See the Bondo job? Some of their Bondo on here got real creative. This is after gouging a bunch of Bondo out and sanding it down. I did not add any more Bondo, and yet it's actually better than it was. So whoever did that, you need to work on your Bondo skills. I'm not even, and right here we had Bondo all the way up and down here, so we'll probably have to see where there's a big dent right there. The problem when you use Bondo like this on a truck, I mean, you're gonna beat on that a lot. But this Bondo, the type of Bondo you use, needs to be stronger because you're gonna get a lot of gouges. Look at this one. I didn't even sand out everything in here, but something had scraped against the truck. Did not damage the metal at all, okay? But it went into the Bondo and made a huge gouge in the Bondo. And so you could see it was Bondo. One right there too. So we're gonna use a glass Bondo. Glass is really hard. You can, good luck trying to leave a gouge like that in a glass Bondo. And this should help really make this a solid. Oh, watch out, ladder. Solid unit. We still have to do the backside and the roof. You can see right here, this is the panel I used that paint remover. I'll probably come through and sand the rest of this blue off, just because I don't want there to be any colored problems. So where this blue might come through the primer, although that might not happen, right? I have no idea. This is really kind of new to me, doing a whole down to bare metal type of activity. So I just don't want to take any chances. The steps is probably one of the more challenging parts of this. Trying to figure out how to sand all this out without damaging anything. I've got this part sanded down, the wire wheel paint remover, but these curves makes it very challenging. If anyone out there has any tips, I'm all ears, baby. I'm all ears. So the backside, we're gonna go ahead. This is gonna be a lot easier to sand down than these curves right here. Wherever it's curved, it's a challenge. Look at the front here. This whole thing is a challenge. But then when we go over it with the DA, it does, you know, smoothen everything out. Just got this little tore down. Looks like just about everything's gonna have to be replaced on there. The studs, seals are replaced, the bearings, the brakes. But ain't no crying and trucking.
Yeah, see, there's too much in that.
There's too much in there.
You see all the golding in it?
Yeah, look at that. Oh, it's just, she's being bad right now. She's being a bad girl, but
You love her.
I still love her.
Use this drum.
Cries
if
bad.
you like.
What's that?
You still use the drum.
Oh, I can use the drum. That's great. That's great. Give him a kiss. All right. So we're gonna get some parts, some brakes, spend a little dough.
You already got these or no?
I got the seals.
Are they the same seals?
Well, I'll go check, but I'm pretty sure they are. How could they be different? Got S-cams, got the bushings. I just wanted to see what kind of brakes I needed before I get that. And I guess the bearings, huh?
Bearings and races.
And torque. We're gonna switch to torque, right?
Pro Torque nuts, yes sir.
Pro Torque nuts. Okay, here I am on top of the world. I mean it. I'm on top of the world here doing this. But give you an idea of what I'm doing. I'm stripping off the roof here, and this is the kind of stuff I'm using. I would like to use a different stripping pad. This is all I could really find right now. The 3M stripping pads, like Eastwood has, I think are probably better. You just have to be real careful on aluminum when you're running your stripping pad to not give it too much pressure and just pull that paint off. And this is working really well. Of all the different options I found available, stripping didn't work, paint stripper didn't work, because they took that special chemical out of there. Even the automotive guys said when they first started selling the new stuff a year ago, after the EPA took that chemical out, that auto guys were saying, hey, there's something wrong with this, it's not working anymore. But it's because they took that chemical out. And the thing I found is using this to really strip it off, and you just run it nice easy pressure, and then the paint comes off pretty well. Then you use a wire brush for the rivets. This is what's worked without scuffing things up. I've used a DeWalt. This one's about shot, so I need to get another one. They didn't have one at the store when I went today. But you can use, you can get like the Harbor Freight ones, but I'll tell you, those don't work very well. And you catch up on stuff and swing off. So buy a high quality one if you're interested. This could be completely wrong, so don't really listen to me. Wearing a mask, a good mask like this, seems to keep all the dust out of there. And then I go over it with a DA. This is an 80 grit, so I kind of go over everything with a DA, and when I'm done with that, I'll go over it with some finer grit stuff. So just to give you an idea what it looks like, let's take a look. You can see where I've been stripping stuff off with this, and you'll notice when this pad, you can't get this pad all the way down. There's wires like in this particular pad, and probably in some of the other ones, and you'll start to see that the paint's not coming off as well, and it's got a little bit of a wiry, I don't know if you can see that, it's got a little bit of a wire background in there. So change your pad out if that happens. And then this DA, it really helps just smooth everything over. I also put some more of that paint stripper on. I put the paint stripper on and then put plastic on it, and yet it just barely took some of that clear coat off. You can see where the clear coat's all splotchy, kind of a mess. So that's how we're doing it up here on Top of the World. All right, well, the military base nearby just got done playing the end of the day song. It's 5 o'clock, sun's going down. You can see what we get done in about 5 hours. It is a process. And now I really know why the companies, paint companies, professionals will charge $20,000, $30,000 for a paint job. It's because of all the prep work that goes into these things. It's not just putting the paint on a truck. It is hours and hours and hours of prep work to make sure you have a good product that comes out on the other end. That is if they do it like this. You can see some of the stuff we did here. We've got lights that are going to go back on this cab. I took the horns off of here as well. It's looking good, but it is a lot of work to get this thing prepped for the paint, and that's the key to this, I think, is making sure that you do a really good job on the prep work. Don't skip any steps, because once you lay the paint down, you could have a big problem. So for all the companies out there that I used to say, man, that's just too much money you're charging, I get it now. I totally get it. And look, you can get some battle wounds in this business. So we got some blood, we got some sweat in this, but no tears.